Imagine yourself walking through a dense fog, unsure of where the road begins or ends. That is what life feels like when confidence is missing. Even the brightest mind becomes dim when fear is allowed to guide every decision. Many people move through life quietly, hiding their voice, shrinking from opportunities, and letting others decide their worth. If you've ever felt that way, stay with this story. It may be the spark you need. In a small mountain village lived a carpenter who raised two daughters. The younger one was cheerful, bold, and quick to speak. The older one, Mira, was gentle and thoughtful but painfully timid. She spoke so softly that people often ignored her, believing she lacked ability. Some even treated her as though she had nothing to offer. Mira never argued. Her silence grew into a habit. Her father, though hard-working, had little patience for her hesitations. His constant scolding made the girl shrink even more, and each sharp remark carved deep marks into her confidence. When she attended school, her fear sat beside her like a heavy shadow. During tests, her mind froze. Answers she knew by heart evaporated the moment she picked up her pen. Slowly, she began to fall behind. When Mira reached adulthood, her father told her to help in his workshop. She didn't dare refuse. Wanting only to please him, she agreed, but her nervous hands betrayed her. She misplaced tools, hesitated with customers, and misunderstood simple requests. Her father grew angrier each day. One afternoon, while he was away gathering wood, two travelers entered the shop. "Your father sent us," they claimed, "to take his best furniture to the town market." Mira felt suspicion stir inside her, but she lacked the confidence to challenge them. Before she fully understood, they had loaded every finished piece and disappeared down the road. When her father returned and found the workshop empty, his fury was volcanic. "You ruin everything you touch," he shouted. "You're hopeless. Leave my sight. Don't come back." His words pierced her like knives. Mira felt the weight of every failure, her father's disappointment, the villagers' whispers, her own endless self-doubt. She wandered toward the cliffside overlooking the valley, tears burning her eyes. Maybe the world would be better without someone like me, she thought. Maybe I was never meant to succeed. Just as she stepped toward the edge, a hand gripped her arm and pulled her back. The old herbalist who lived nearby stood before her. "Why?" Mira cried, overwhelmed by shame. "Why save me? I am useless. I ruin everything. I don't deserve this life." The old woman looked at her with eyes full of experience. "Child, life is a treasure. You only lose when you stop trying. If you keep moving, even slowly, failure cannot stop you. But if you give up, you'll never learn what strength lies inside you." Mira shook her head. "I'm weak. I can't speak to anyone. My father hates my mistakes. Everyone thinks I'm foolish. What future could someone like me possibly have?" The herbalist's face turned serious. "Come with me," she said. Without waiting, she started down the path. Mira, having nowhere else to go, followed in silence. At the herbalist's cottage, the old woman brewed tea and said, "I can guide you, but for 3 days you must do exactly as I ask. If you complete my tasks, you will find your answer." Mira, sensing a tiny flame of hope, nodded. On the first day, the herbalist instructed, "You will talk to 10 villagers. Ask them how they are, listen to them, and write down what you hear." Mira trembled at the thought, but she obeyed. Some villagers brushed her off, but she kept trying. By evening, she had spoken to 10 people. A few even smiled warmly at her. She felt a small, strange ripple of pride, something she had not felt in years. On the second day, the herbalist said, "Today you will teach 10 children something simple, how to care for a plant." Mira panicked. "I barely know anything. How can I teach anyone?" The herbalist smiled gently. "They don't expect perfection. Share what you do know." Holding a tiny pot of mint, Mira stood before the children. Her voice shook, but she managed to explain how sunlight, soil, and water help a plant grow. The children listened. The second time she spoke, her hands shook less. A new feeling began to take root, courage. On the third day, the herbalist gave the final task. "You must return to your father and apologize." Mira froze. "He won't forgive me. He'll only yell again." The herbalist's tone became firm. "If you avoid this, I cannot give you my final guidance." Gathering every drop of bravery she'd earned, Mira went home. She bowed her head and apologized, promising she would try harder, not out of fear, but out of determination. Seeing her calmness and sincerity, so different from the trembling child he had known, her father softened. "Try again. he said quietly. I will teach you properly this time. Mira returned to the herbalist. I've done everything. Please tell me the secret. The old woman smiled. The secret was never something I could give you. You already found it. Your true enemy wasn't shyness. It was fear. When you walk into the world with belief in yourself, people respond to that strength. Confidence isn't magic. It is your decision to trust your own worth. Mira lowered her head, tears falling freely. She finally understood. Years passed. The once timid girl became a master craftswoman known throughout the region. People admired her skill, but even more, they admired the steady confidence she carried. She transformed not because fear disappeared, but because she learned to walk through it. Confidence is not something we're born with. It grows like a plant, slowly, with patience and care. No matter how deeply your shyness is rooted, belief in yourself can reshape your life. Fear shrinks your world, but courage, small, consistent courage, expands it. Mira once thought she was destined to fail, but when she faced her fears, her life opened like a new path in the fog. Confidence grows when we challenge our limits. The world sees us through the way we stand, speak, and act. Step forward, even if your knees shake. You may discover strength you never knew was there. If this story touched you, feel free to leave a like and share your thoughts so others can find their courage too. Until the next story, stay steady, stay hopeful, and keep moving forward.